Hello and welcome to this instructional video for the Conducted Immunity Bundle.
In this video, we would like to show you the basic concept of the Conducted Immunity Bundle from Raditeq,
and how to set up a conducted immunity test.
Here you see the main screen of Radimation, our own test software, in which the Conducted Immunity Bundle can be configured.
For the ease of this video, we've pre-configured a standard test site for a CI test, where you can see which items are included in the bundle.
These are Radicenter, signal generator, amplifier, integrated directional coupler, forward power meter, and reflected power meter. And under the second tab, you can see that there's an injection device, which in this case is a Radicoupler USB model.
But you can use any CDN of your choice.
If you close this, you go back to the main screen.
This is a schematic overview of all the equipment connections.
Here you can see the backside of the Radicenter unit, where we have multiple cards installed. The cards that are part of the Conducted Immunity Bundle are the following two. Firstly, the signal generator, where you can see that there is an SMA output connector, which connects the carrier signal to the input of the amplifier. And here you have a BCI control card, which in total has 4 USB connectors. The first connector is the amplifier control, which is arranged through a USB cable going to the backside of the amplifier. And you will see a forward and reflected power meter, which are either connected to the forward output port of the internal directional coupler and the reflected output port of the amplifier. So this is basically the setup where the RF signal, which is the output of the amplifier,
is fed into the attenuator of the CDN.
This is the front of the CI test bundle. On the top, you can see the Radicenter, and below it the amplifier. If you go to the control part of the Conducted Immunity Bundle, which is the plug-in card BCI1004A, a new window opens. This window provides information on the current settings and includes several buttons to control the amplifier. Here you can also see, for example, the frequency, which you can change, as well as the actual modulation. You can switch the carrier of the internal signal generator on or off.
And you can read the actual measured forward and reflected power levels.
Here you can see the frequency, which you can change to, for example, 200 megahertz. And then on the main screen, the frequency is changed. Here you can also see the actual modulation, and you can switch the carrier signal on or off.
Here, you can see the setup for the calibration of the CDN.
On the back side of the Radicenter, you will see the power meter, which is the bottom USB connector, which goes to the other power meter.
The CDN is connected with matching calibration adapters to create a predefined path.
Between the Radicoupler, the calibration setup, and the power meter, there is an additional attenuator. On the other side, which is the auxiliary side, the coupler is terminated with a 50 ohm termination.
And the RF signal is applied to the CDN using a 6 decibels attenuator.
To perform the calibration, you have to select, under the Calibration tab, System Calibration, and then Conducted Immunity. Here we have a pre-configured setup. This setup covers a frequency range from 150 kHz to 230 MHz, applying a calibration level of 3 volts with a tolerance of 0.3 decibels, using the forward power calibration method. Here you can see the setup again, which defines the equipment used during calibration and the frequency steps that are applied.
You can change the frequency step size according to your requirements. You then run the calibration. If you want to change the modifications you made, press yes. And all initial checks are performed to verify that communication is working correctly.
The calibration has started, and in this window you can see how much time the calibration will take. Approximately 11 minutes. You can see a percentage bar showing the progress, and a box displaying the actual frequency and levels that are being applied.
If you click on the graph button, a separate window opens showing the voltage. Here you can also add other graphs, such as the forward power.
You can maximize the graph to full screen and use the zoom function.
You can also select the table view, which shows the individual values,
where each calibration point is added sequentially to the bottom of the table. As you can see in the progress bar, the calibration has almost been finalized. Once it is completed, you will have the option to save the calibration file. After that,
all equipment will be on standby,
and the calibration file is saved. After the calibration has been performed,
we can modify the setup by connecting an EUT to the CDN.
You will see that the calibration adapters have been removed,
and a mains cable has been connected to the CDN.
This means that you can now perform a conducted immunity test on the mains cable using the conducted immunity bundle. To start a conducted immunity test, you first need to open an EUT. In this case, we select the Conducted Immunity Test Bundle EUT. A window opens where you can enter specific information about the EUT being tested, such as the client, manufacturer, order number, and the person performing the test. Below this, there is a section where all test results and previously performed tests on the EUT are stored. To start a conducted immunity test, we select Test, then Conducted Immunity, and then Multiband. Next, we open a predefined file that specifies the same frequency range, from 150 kHz up to 230 MHz, testing at 3 volt RMS. You can also define the step size. In this case, a logarithmic step of 5%. You can define the dwell time and what kind of modulation is being used. Here we use 1 kHz 80% AM modulation. Here is the test equipment again, and under test level, you can define which method is being used. Right now we are using the substitution method, in which the previously performed calibration file is being used as a reference. And based on the calibration file, you can generate any test level. As our injection device, we use a clamp, which is the CDN, and now we can start the test. Again, the first step is where all the devices are being checked if they are properly connected and communicating. After that, the power delivery test is being performed. When the test has started, this window appears, where on the left side, the actual status of all the equipment and frequencies are displayed. So there you can see, for example, what the center frequency is, and if the carrier is on. You can also see that it will switch between CW and AM modulated testing. You have an amplifier control button, so if necessary, you can control the amplifier. You can select again between a table and a graph, and you can use the zoom function as well. And there are some buttons to switch between linear and logarithmic, and additional buttons to print the graph or copy the table. While the test is running in Radimation, you will see that the front of the Radicenter shows the actual levels of the signal generator, where you can see the frequency and the RF carrier signal. Underneath, you can see that the amplifier is in operate, and it gives you indication of the forward and reflected power, which are connected and measured at the directional coupler of the amplifier. As you can see on the graph, the test is now nearly finished. In the section below, you will see a data log showing when the test was started, when initialization was completed, and intermediate data saving events during the test. After the test is finished, you can save the data under a specific name and store the results in the EUT file. Again, you can easily switch between the graph and the table. You can now see that the test has been completed. You can close the test, and the results are saved in the EUT file. By double-clicking the test, you can review all the data. By pressing close, you return to the EUT screen.
And that is how you set up the Raditeq Conducted Immunity Bundle. Thank you for watching this video on how to perform conducted immunity tests using Raditeq equipment. If you want to find out more on conducted immunity testing, check out our website. The link is in the description.